Hi everyone, welcome to our journey from DSA to Dev. Today we are starting a new playlist, basically for freshers or someone who wanna start with data structures and algorithms. This video is about arrays. Uh, Basically, we are gonna discuss what is array, and we are gonna compare it with other data structures, and we are gonna solve some basic problems. I created a list here. So there are some basic problems as you can read in the list, and there are some advanced problems as well. So we are gonna cover all these. At least we will maybe along the way we can add new topics as well. But these are the topics we are at least gonna cover. Okay, and you can notice I also marked some problems as important. These problems are the building blocks basically when you are moving from basic data structure to advanced data structures. These questions are going to help you in the long run. Okay. All right, let's get started. And also in this playlist most of the coding we are going to do in Java, because Java is a very generically used language. But even if you are comfortable in another language, that's okay with us, because we are going to discuss the concept first. All right, let's get started then. So, first topic is what is array? Okay. So, if someone asks me this question, what is array? I will simply answer it by saying it's a collection of items or objects. Okay. So, it's a collection of items. Let's take another example. You have a bag of items. This item contains chocolate. This item contains chips and candies and other things, right? So uh, we can create a list of these items, right? So this list is known as array basically. And also in technical terms, so let's say you have 10 items with you, right? In array, all 10 items you keep in a contiguous memories. So what exactly that means? Let's say you have a memory which points to 16. Okay, memory space 16. Here you are storing your first element, and then you are gonna store your next element at 17th memory space. Okay, and so on. Your 10th element would be stored at 25th memory space. Okay, so in Java you can represent it in this way. Let's say there is a array of numbers. Okay, and you represent it this way: 1, 2, 5, 10, 15. Okay, so you can see this is an array of size 5. There are 5 numbers separated by comma, correct? And let's say someone asks you, I want to find out third element. Okay, how exactly you access this? You write the name of the array. Okay, and then you start with the this capital bracket. Now when you have to find out the third element, you will write 2 here within these big brackets. Now you will be asking me, I wanted to find third element, why I'm writing 2 here? Okay, let me just explain it to you. Let's take another example first. If you find out fifth element, you will be writing 4 here. Okay, so basically you understood it, right? We are writing one number less. So whatever the number I find out, let's say I find out the third element, I'm writing 3 minus 1, which is 2. If I want to find out fifth element, I'm writing 5 minus 1, 4, right? Why exactly? Because our arrays use zero based indexing. So what is zero based indexing means? It basically means the first element starts with zero index. So index is whatever we are writing within these memory block. within these capital brackets. All right. Uh, let's see it via example. One of the examples. Let's say, just carefully see how I'm writing this. I can't write it as array because array is a specific keyword. Let's write it for short array with curly brackets. I'm taking the same example. Okay. All right. You see, because I was taking integers, I wrote int here. So int is a primitive data type, right? I'm sure you are already aware of it. To define it, when you write this big bracket next to your data type, you are just declaring this as an array. Okay. And specifically, this array is known as 1D array, one dimensional array. Okay. One dimensional array. Now someone can ask me, what if I write two brackets here? Okay. So there is a different way to declare that, but let me just tell you this part. Once when you write two brackets here, this becomes two-dimensional array. Okay. In mathematics, you can also call them matrix. Okay. So similarly, when you write it three ways, it becomes a three-dimensional array. Okay. All right. So let me just remove this. In our most of the questions, you are gonna solve basically via one dimensional array. In some questions you might need two dimensional arrays as well, but most of the questions you are going to solve or work on one dimensional array. Once you have some concept of one dimensional array clear, we will move to two dimensional array as well. Okay. All right. uh, Now uh, let me just print one value. Okay, let's print third element. Okay. Let's print third element is how exactly we want to access it. If I'm fetching the third element, I should write 3 minus 1, right? So let's write 2 here. Okay, let's run this. Logically, we should be getting 5, correct? Yes, we are getting 5 here. Now, let's say we want to find out the second element. So we can write 2 minus 1, which would be 1 here, correct? Okay, all right. Now, currently you have the numbers with you, okay? There might be some scenario where you don't have your number. So how to declare it that then in that case? So in Java we use new keyword, and we write the data type, whichever the data type we are declaring it here. Again, big brackets. Let's say we need array of 10, size 10. We have 10 elements and we have to uh, declare a array of length 10. Okay, so in that case we write 10 here. Now this array becomes an array of length 10. Okay. All right. Now uh, let's remove this part. I will also like to print this array. So currently you can see uh, I didn't put any value here, right? But let's see if I print this array, what exactly we are gonna get. So I'll be starting with an I, starting from 0, with I less than array dot length. So whenever you have to find out the size of the array, you can use simply this value, array dot length. So specifically in Java, length is one of the attribute of array. So every array has this attribute. Okay. As you can see, I didn't write these brackets here because array dot length is not a method in arrays. It's just an attribute, right? That's why I'm not writing these brackets here. Okay. So what exactly this means? that starting my I from 0 to what was the size of my array? 10, right? I'm writing it less than 10. Okay, so less than 10 would be 9, and I'm incrementing on each iteration. Okay, I hope this part is clear to you. Now let's print it. Um, there is a shortcut for it in IntelliJ. Let's write it this way. So first, what we are gonna write, we are gonna write I. We are gonna see what is the I values of I, and then we are gonna add column, and then we are gonna find out the value. Okay. All right. Now let's print this. Okay. Now you can see we didn't put any value here in the array, but you can see for each index we are getting a value. The value is 0 for each case, right? Why exactly? Because we are using primitive data type here. There is another way to define this. If I'm taking integer and array 2, I can initialize it this way. Okay. Now this is also an array, right? Because I have added big brackets here. And this is not a primitive data type now because integer is a class. So in Java, mainly you can identify in Java and in other language as well, you can identify it by capital letter. So first letter of the word, whatever the class name is, it will be capital. Okay. All right. So now instead of array, let's take array 2. Okay. And here also, let's take array 2. Let's see. Now you can see we are printing value null here. So what this basically means, when we are using primitive data type, there is always a default value. Okay. So in this particular case, when we are taking integers, 0 is a default value. Okay. And when we are using a class and we are not giving any value, then we are going to get null there. Okay. All right. So this way, you can basically print all the elements of your array, right? And now another questions comes to your mind, right? Currently, we had, for example, for our simplicity, we took 10 as the size of the array, right? What if we don't have this 10 and we just want to insert the values there? We don't know, right? What is the size? So how exactly I can give size here? So in Java, there is a list. So list is also a collection, basically collection of elements, but with dynamic size. So the syntax for writing it is that you are taking a list of what? List of integers. Let me write it as list, and here. So in Java, this is the syntax to, sorry, it will be array list. Okay. So there are multiple types. In Java, there is a array list and linked list also. Um, this concept can be covered in the Java tutorial. So once you have the clarification of basic Java language, you would know that list is a interface and array list is a class which is implementing the list. Okay. So now just analyze this line. Let's just analyze this line. You see, first I wrote a list. So basically I'm taking a list. I just wrote list, and then uh, in these tags basically I wrote integer. So here, if you can see, I didn't write small integer, small int. I didn't use the primitive data type. So I used class here. So specifically when you are using list, you can't use primitive data type. You have to use class always. So on daily basis, you will be using array because it gives you a default value, right? List doesn't give you default value. So whenever you have a defined size, you will be, most of the scenario you will be using array there. Okay. All right. Okay. So since we are using a class here, we are not using primitive data type, we are not gonna get values there. Okay, so now let's just check the size of this. Okay, list dot. So in Java, how to check the size of a list? We have to call a method called size. Okay, so carefully observe, in array you don't have to call a method, it's just a attribute, but in the list data structure, it is a method. That's why you have to call it. Okay, all right. Let's just print it. You can see it's 0 because you didn't define any length here, right? Anything, you didn't define anything. So now what we can do, we can add something in this list. So let's add 1, and then again let's add 2. So we added 2 elements here. Okay, now let's just print the size again. Okay, let me just name this as 1, and let's name it as 2. Okay, all right. Let's see now. Okay, sorry, I did a syntax error here. Okay, now you can see I inserted 2 values here, and after checking this, I got two size as 2 here, right? Initially when I didn't add anything, I got the size as 0, and later on I got the size as 2. Okay, and how exactly you can fetch this? Same, you can use the same for loop. List dot, instead of length you will have to call size, and here you can see we used big brackets, but in list you don't have such attributes there. You will have to call a method again, get, and then you will have to give the index. So in list also we use zero based indexing. Okay, let's write it here. It is also zero based indexing. Okay, and now if I'll print this, I will see. So on first element I have 1, and on the second element I have 2, right? So this is the difference between list and arrays. Okay, I hope this part is clear to you. So in our next videos we are going to use arrays basically, and we are going to solve some basic problems, starting from basic problems moving to advanced problems. Okay, all right, see you in next videos. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.